Self-publishing isn't for everyone, but it happens to be the right option for me. Hey, it's Jay, and I'm going to be talking about the reasons why I'm going to be self-publishing. I have about 10 or so things on my list, so let's get into it. The first reason is that I can be quite impatient sometimes. This isn't my strongest reason, but sometimes I'm very patient usually, but I don't like waiting for other people to do things, and so with self-publishing I can do everything on my own time and I can get things done as quickly as I want or need to. Number two, I get more money per book sale. As a traditionally published author, you get an advance and then you get, after all the books that were put out into the world first are sold, then you can get royalties, but it's only about 10 or 15% per sale. But as a self-published author, you get up to like 80% of the price. So depending on the settings that you select and what platform you publish on, like Amazon, Lulu, Ingram Spark, etc. 3, and this is the most important for me, is with self-publishing I have complete creative control. I don't always like covers that are paired with amazing books, and I want to have say over what kind of cover I have, what scenes I keep in, and other aspects that come to that, and I would legally own everything. I would own the rights to every single aspect of my work. I don't like relying on people. I don't really like group projects because I end up doing most of it anyway, and this is like kind of a group project, and so if I self-publish then there's less of that relying on people. Like I would still have to get people to edit, to do drawings for certain like promotional things or covers, but definitely not as much as with traditionally published. I'm my own boss. I don't really like being told what to do, and I get to tell myself what to do, and I get to listen to myself and decide if I want to do that or not. So yeah. I get to work at my own pace and I get to set my own deadlines. This one is extremely important for me because I have several mental illnesses, which I'm going to talk about in a future episode, in a future video, but I'm not always able to meet like last fall semester in college was very hard for me, and like deadlines and stuff, largely in part to my depression, and so I'm kind of considering that when I'm self-publishing, and the fact that I get to make my own deadlines and give myself some leeway if my depression is particularly bad. If I self-publish and I do really well, like have really good book sales, really good reviews, and later down the line I decide that I want to try and get represented by an agent and get traditionally published, get hybrid publishing going on, then I have a better chance of doing that. I have some leverage because I will have shown the publishers that yes, I have the ability to make good sales. This will probably be at least a decade in the future, but I at some point considering offering publishing services, which is one reason why I'm going to make my own LLC. It's not so it's also like more professional, but also so that I can help minority authors get their books out in the world, but that's far away in the future. I write in multiple genres, and some agents and publishers don't like that. Like I write in YA contemporary, NA contemporary, NA fantasy, NA romance apparently, and a whole bunch of other like random genres that are not very similar to each other, and some agents won't accept writers that do that. Along the same lines, I am planning on writing a lot of new adult, and there's not an official separate category for new adult yet in traditional publishing, and so I don't want there to be a new adult novel of mine in like the young adult section or the adult section, and so I would have more control over that. For traditional publishers, they hire people to do the book covers, editing. They don't always have sensitivity readers, and so as a self-published author, I would be able to have sensitivity readers. Like you can ask for that as a traditional published author, but as a self-published author, I plan on highlighting diverse artists that do commissions, like for covers. Like I really like the trend of having illustrations on covers, especially YA and like romance and stuff. And I have been eyeballing like a couple dozen artists on Tumblr and Instagram and Twitter that do commissions, and so I want to like highlight the diverse minority artists and kind of like help them get exposure as well. In traditional publishing, there are a certain number of spots, unfortunately, for like Black writers, queer authors, Latinx, disabled, whatever. And I don't want to take up a spot in traditional publishing that would go to another diverse writer who doesn't have the opportunity or can't afford to self-publish. A lot of the aspects that go into self-publishing I have a lot of interest in, and I have at least some knowledge or experience in, and I know how to do it right. I've been researching how to do various aspects like self-editing, marketing, cover design, etc. that everything that goes into self-publishing, and I am learning how to do it correctly. I'm learning how to not rush it, how to go through it thoroughly and write, and I have the tools that I need in order to do it effectively. So that's why I'm going to be self-publishing. In the comments, tell me down in the description if you're working on a novel and what you are thinking of going like traditional or self-publishing, or if you're just not sure yet. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified whenever I upload. I upload every Wednesday and occasionally Saturdays, and down in the descriptions are the links to my different social medias, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time.